The country of India has more people in it than any other country except China. Over a billion men, women, and children live inside its borders, even though it is smaller in size than the United States. A large majority of the people that live in India are Hindu. The Hindu religion is pantheistic, meaning that they worship many gods. One of the biggest effects of Hinduism in India has been what is called the caste system, which divides people into classes. Some are privileged and rich, and some, just because of the family they were born into, are outcast from society, living in poverty, called the untouchables. I'm Gabe Waddell with Remember, and I would like to encourage you to pray for these needy people, especially the Christians that suffer enormous persecution. The untouchables have been a part of Indian society for hundreds of years, trapped by the religion that makes them outcasts. With no opportunity for advancement, no chance to learn skills or start businesses, they live in poverty. The slums of India are infamous for their disease and horrible living conditions. But these untouchables are turning in large numbers from the Hinduism that has enslaved them in the caste system. Christianity offers them freedom from the cultural chains that surround them, as it offers them the eternal hope of salvation. But the Hindu leaders do not like to lose the power that they have over the untouchables, and they do everything that they can to keep these men, women, and children from converting to Christianity, and everything that they can to make their lives miserable after they turn to Jesus. When a person becomes a Christian, they are often rejected by their parents, by their brothers, and their sisters. Sometimes their families will not even talk to them, and instead throw them out of the home into the street. And that is only the beginning. Hindu mobs armed with clubs, knives, and bitter hatred of Christians often target pastors and missionaries spreading the work of the gospel. India is full of stories of pastors' homes being burned and all their possessions destroyed. Sometimes it is worse than that. Sometimes their children are kidnapped and their wives beaten, and sometimes these pastors must pay the ultimate price and give their lives for Jesus. But the gospel is still growing in spite of the persecution. Missionaries from groups like Gospel for Asia, who provided these pictures, often travel on bicycles or on foot, enduring horrible travel conditions, bad weather, and sometimes even ambushes as they take their message of hope from village to village. The Bible warns us that we are not to be surprised when persecution comes. In fact, we are told in 2 Timothy 3:12 that all those that live godly in Christ Jesus will suffer persecution. If you live your life in godliness, you yourself will know persecution. Lord willing, you won't be attacked by a mob with clubs and knives, but you will have to stand firm in your faith in the face of a world that hates Christians. When that happens to you, remember the example of these Christians in India, and indeed all over the world. Let them remind you of what is most important, the truth of the gospel. Though this world will come to an end, your glorious eternity in heaven will last forever. The persecution of missionaries like these in India is often the method God uses to advance His kingdom. Will you pray for them? Pray that they would stand strong, that their lights would shine in a dark place, and that they would bring many people to salvation. And as you remember them in your prayers, remember their example of faithfulness that should inspire you to stand strong.